Well, here we all are now, all the lads.
Welcome back to the end of another trading week. It's now Friday, the 17th of November, and it was another, I'd say, mediocre week. Wasn't great, wasn't the worst. There was a total of 43 dividend payments for €11.94. I got 29 cents in lending interest from my shares being lent out, and I got 14 cents in interest from my uninvested cash. But the only day that was really good was Wednesday, 19 dividend payments for €7.79. Today wasn't the worst. There was 8 dividend payments, but apart from that, there was 6 or 5 per day, which is not great. And looking back through them, there's a huge amount of them that are still under 10 cents, so there's a lot of bulking up to do. But my own personal circumstances are changing again at the end of next week. I'll be moving, so I can't really invest in anything starting from Monday, because I wouldn't want to invest anything and then have to just sell assets because I need the money. Anyway, overall, portfolio has €16,878 invested. I'm now only about 6% down, which is the closest to green this portfolio has been in a long time, a couple of years. I haven't sold anything, as per usual. There was a couple of buys during the week, but I'll get into them when I'm breaking down the dividends. It's now up to €917 in dividends so far. Realised profit hasn't changed. And there's still the €1,000 emergency fund in here collecting a little bit of interest. So Monday the 13th of November, there was 5 dividend payments for a total of 19 cents. I got 13 cents in interest payments from my shares being lent out. And the only reason that's a bit higher than normal is because that counts Sunday and Saturday as well. And I also got the 4 cent interest from my cash. And then Tuesday the 14th of November, there was also 5 dividend payments, but this time it was for €1.51. Then there was the 4 cent lending interest and 3 cent interest on cash. And then Wednesday the 15th was a pretty good one. There was a total of 19 dividend payments for €7.79. So if I can just get them to do that every day, that would be wonderful. And although it was risky bulking up all the monthly paying stocks, it is them that makes a big difference on a day-to-day basis. But I could eat those words soon enough if things keep going downhill. As far as I remember though, Wednesday was a pretty good day. There was a couple of green days during the week because apparently inflation has cooled off. Although I've learned from listening to people talking about it that doesn't mean the prices are going to come back down. It just means they're going to stop going up. And then there was also the 4 cent lending and the 3 cent interest on cash. Yesterday, Thursday, there was 6 dividend payments, but it was only for 31 cents. Not great at all. And then there was also the 4 cent lending and 4 cent interest on cash. And today there's only the lending interest so far because the interest on cash comes in at I think 10 o'clock at night. And the dividends today were decent but not fantastic. There was a total of 8 dividend payments for €2.14. So overall, not fantastic, but also not the worst. I think last week was worse. This was a good week for frequency, but not a good week for cash received. And then the buys for the week. Monday I put €20 into Diageo and I put €40 into BCE stock. I did also do 2 pretty basic breakdown videos of both of those companies if you want to have a look at them. Then Tuesday the 14th, about €20 of Phoenix Group Holdings, €40 of Albemarle, and about €7.50 on B&G Foods. And then yesterday, I put €12.86 into Algonquin Power and Utility stock. And then the rundown of the portfolio overall. My newest position is EPR Properties. This one is so small because it was a spin-off, or a demerger it's called. So I only got about 9 cents worth of the stock. The oldest positions obviously hasn't changed. Then the largest positions by euro in the portfolio also haven't really changed. And they're pretty much all monthly paying stocks. Realty Income is still number 1. And then I'll scroll down past these just to give you a look at what comes after the monthly payers. Probably quite a few stocks that you'll recognize. And then there's the smallest positions by euro. A lot of these are going to have to get some attention soon, but unfortunately, as I said, they're going to have to wait at least until I'm on my feet after I move. And then we have the best performing position so far. Frontline is still number 1, 220% up. Always a pleasure to see. And Rolls-Royce is second, 185% up. Based on this graph, and this graph alone, hopefully it goes a lot higher. Can't see them bringing the dividend back anytime soon though. And then we have the worst performing positions. Adler Group is still very comfortable down there, 94% down. And still a lot of familiar faces. This fund here, the NB Global Monthly Income Fund, is actually winding down at the moment, which is why it has such a unique graph. why it looks so calculated, the drop. They also had a reverse stock split during the week, where the company basically reduces the amount of total shares out there. So every one share that you had could be reduced down to 0.5. I think the biggest one I can ever remember was Jaguar stock. They turned every 200 shares you had into one. Now what this does is that one share you have is worth 200 times more than it was before, but it's usually not considered to be a good thing. Although it doesn't technically affect the value of each individual share, I've never really seen it being used unless the company or the stock or the fund is having a hard time. So now, including PayPal, there's 730 investments or positions. So technically 729 dividend payers. And during the week, I wrote about 5 or 6 pages collecting all the kind of basic information about how to start dividend investing. And I'm going to aim to make a video and put it out probably by Sunday, because I think it would be a great help for a lot of people who have literally no idea what's going on. It can seem quite daunting at the start, and I have only been doing it for about 3 years in total, so I'm obviously no expert, but it does explain a lot of the very basics. So I'm going to aim to get that out by Sunday. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for the week. So we'll pick up where we left off next Friday, and enjoy your weekend.